You clicked for $23,000 houses. You're in the right place. But here's the catch. In the wealthiest country on earth, some neighborhoods function like abandoned projects. No grocery store, services stretched thin, and infrastructure stuck in a past nobody's funding. We're counting down 10 American towns where the sticker price looks like a Black Friday glitch. But the real cost shows up in leaking roofs, lead-era pipes, and a police force that's more voicemail than response time. You'll get why these places sell for less than a used 2018 Civic, and why moving in might cost you your sanity. Number 1, Detroit, Michigan. You can grab a deed in Detroit for less than a MacBook. Sounds like a flip, right? But here's the catch. Years of tax foreclosure, insurance that ghosts certain blocks, and one roof leak that turns joists soft, plaster into oatmeal, and leaves copper ripped clean. The land bank? You win an auction, then the clock starts. Fix exterior, secure windows, pull permits, and hit compliance deadlines while contractors juggle 10 jobs. Appraisals? Your rehab looks great, but comps nearby are wrecks, so financing dies. Meanwhile, 48205 and 48238 fight food deserts, streetlights go out, and illegal dumping stacks up like a bill. Number 2, Gary, Indiana. Gary listings hit $10,000 like a clearance rack. Why so many boards? Because the job base vanished with steel, and the people followed. The city peaked near 178,000. Now it's around 65,000. Let that sink in. So here's the thing. City and tax auctions unload homes with arrears, soft floors, and cloudy titles. Lenders step back. Cash rules. Insurance gets picky on half-gutted roofs. Thousands of empties stretch police thin. 911 waits drag. Schools? Closures and consolidations leave hulks that signal vacancy. You secure a house you don't live in. Steel doors, padlocks, motion lights, plywood rotations. Break-ins chew budgets. Your $23,000 gets eaten before a plumber even parks. Number 3, Flint, Michigan. A $23,000 Flint house looks like a win, until you turn the tap. The 2014 switch to the Flint River without corrosion control let lead leach from old lines into homes. It's real. It's happening. So here's the thing. That headline turned into ripped-out service lines, bottled water routines, and pediatric screenings that keep parents on edge. Replacing interior plumbing and lead paint adds 5-figure pain, while appraisers and insurers bake in risk. Service line replacement has moved block by block, but unevenly. Screenings flagged kids citywide. Settlements landed, yet owners still fund pipe, solder, fixtures. Values sagged. Premiums got sticky. Number 4, Youngstown, Ohio. Youngstown has houses cheaper than a Peloton. Why are lawns swallowing sidewalks? Because the city shrank, but the street grid didn't. Let that sink in. Here's the thing. The Mahoning County Land Bank knocks down hazards and flips empties into green lots. Demolition tallies run high, but every cleared house stretches a block thinner. Heat maps of teardowns would show clusters. Long gaps, scattered roofs, lonely porches. Police, fire, and snowplows now chase calls over a bigger empty canvas. So costs climb per person. Tax delinquency feeds the churn. Water and sewer stay pricey because pipes don't shrink with the census. The sticker is tiny. The monthly reality is isolation, slower help, and utilities split across fewer wallets. Number 5, Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland's thumbnails look great. Brick colonials, tree-lined streets, front porches that sell the dream in 3 seconds. You think, easy rehab, quick equity. But here's the catch. The appraisal gap shuts the door. You pour cash into new kitchens. Then the spreadsheet says the value isn't there because comps don't exist nearby. Comp deserts are real. Older stock adds landmines. Knob and tube rewires run into 5 figures. Lead paint means containment, testing, clearance. Inspectors flag panels, railings, egress, GFCs. Rental licenses require fixes before rent hits your account. Lenders avoid sub $50,000. Cash becomes the only path. Fewer buyers, slow exits, prices stuck. Cleveland's wall is financial. The next place's wall is physical. Steel bones rusting. Number 6, Braddock, Pennsylvania. Braddock looks like a movie set. Towering mill, hollowed storefronts, houses priced like a used couch. You think you hacked the system. But here's the catch. The steelworks anchored everything. When that faded, revenues shrank. UPMC Braddock closed, and with it went quick access to care. Now a sprained ankle turns into a half-day trip. Grocery options are thin, retail is sparse, and the tax base can't fund what residents need. Arts projects pop up, murals, galleries, events. Cool, but clinics and frequent buses matter more. Household incomes run low, small shops churn, and municipal budgets wobble. Your mortgage is tiny. Your car becomes your lifeline for milk, for checkups, for emergencies. That slow bleed of services? In the next town, it's the whole downtown grid flickering. Number 7, Shamokin, Pennsylvania. You can buy a Shamokin row house for the cost of a few iPhones. Why does Main Street feel paused? Because post-coal left storefront deserts and a tax base on life support. Here's the thing. Sewer mains and stormwater lines date back decades, so basements take water whenever it pours. Landlords stopped investing when the mines closed, and code enforcement moves when someone complains, not before. Business licenses churn, anchors are missing, and a lot of residents commute out, draining daytime activity. Your deal becomes a DIY routine. French drains, sump pumps, dehumidifiers humming like roommates. You keep the walls dry with weekend hardware runs and a wet vac on standby. If Shamokin is damp and tired, the next Michigan town shows how a lakefront vibe doesn't fix daily life. Number 8, Benton Harbor, Michigan. Lake Michigan sunsets and sub $30,000 listings sound like a cheat code. But here's the catch. Daily life runs on scarcity, not views. USDA maps show big gaps in fresh food access, so you're driving for basics. The school district has cycled through state oversight and restructuring, which rattles families and property values. Across the river, St. Joseph looks polished. Higher incomes, stable schools. But that wealth doesn't cross the bridge. Most homes are pre-1978, so lead paint is common. Rental quality varies, and code violations pile up faster than fixes. Banks hate small-dollar mortgages, so repairs mean cash. Yes, there's a beach. Your weekdays are long supply runs, and patching leaks a lender won't finance. Now swap shoreline for mountains, and trade supermarkets for distance. Number 9, Harlan, Kentucky. In Harlan, the views are free, and the houses are almost that. Sounds like a steal. But here's the catch. Appalachian distance turns everyday errands into road trips. Hospitals aren't around the corner. Jobs are thin. And reliable internet? The research says FCC maps miss reality, so service looks available on paper and dead at your driveway. Coals fade shrank payrolls in the labor pool. Opioids sidelined workers and spiked EMS runs. Response times stretch on winding hollers. Winter freezes lines, roads glaze, and failing septic systems backflow when you can't get a pump truck up the hill. Your mortgage is tiny. Every mile costs fuel, time, and tires. Every storm tests generators, food stores, and your patience. Finally, across the river from billionaires. Number 10, Camden, New Jersey. Philly skyline views. Camden prices that look like a typo. Sounds like a hack. But here's the catch. Decades of disinvestment left safety fears, school shakeups, and a waterfront glow that doesn't light the side streets. The state stepped in, big employers got tax breaks, and residents ask what flowed back to their blocks. Homeowners face high effective property taxes on low-value houses, so monthly costs feel upside down. Violent crime trended down from peak years, but stays stubborn in hotspots. Case studies praise the waterfront and arena projects. Community reviews say the spillover stalls fast. So a $23,000 deed buys proximity, not stability. You can see opportunity across the river. That's the list. Cheap houses, expensive realities.